Between us girls, the world is bright. It's giving everything's alright. Between us girls, they're thick and thin.
All right, and we're back. We're kind of like not kind of back, but kind of back. Yeah, last episode was going to be too long, but I think we need to continue our conversation. So this is going to be episode 10. Okay, awesome. Why did I forget that fast? Like we were just sitting here a minute ago. But we were the episode before this one, we were talking about losing ourselves as women when it comes to like having kids or just in a relationship in general or work balance. And so I think that would be something we could all talk about and have different perspectives with, especially when it comes to relationships and work. Because I know I am a workaholic, you're a workaholic, you work a lot. And then relationship wise, we've all had our fair share of ups and downs and lefts and rights. So I think that would be something good to talk about with you guys today.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to start out by just saying, you hear a lot, like when you're embarking on a new journey, just this negative spin on it of like, oh, you're going to do an XYZ, you're never going to have enough time, you're never going to be able to do this and that. And I don't know why people project that kind of blanket statement as if like a person doesn't have a choice in kind of the life they want to live when they decide to take on relationships, multiple jobs, whatever that might be. And it's kind of frustrating because for me, I'm like, don't tell me what my life is going to be like when I do X, Y, and Z, especially if it's something I'm excited about, like becoming a wife or becoming a mom.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear how you doing that is going to end up being something negative.
Right.
That's just my approach to it.
That makes sense. How about you?
No, I can definitely agree. I just know, like, just in general, like you said, we all like to work a lot and we're just on the go. And Aimee kind of mentioned this in the last episode. You make time for the things that you want to do. Like when you said, don't project that onto us because you don't know what you're going to do. I feel like we're all in places in life to where no matter what hand we're dealt, we're going to make time to do the things that we want to do and still be able to have fun and still be able to make time for our friends and still be able to live the fulfilling life without feeling like just because we want this or we want that, it's negative. Yeah.
How about you? Because you're always on the go. I think like I admire your hustle. And like you talked about like how much the summer was going to be on the go for you, but like I still don't even think I've really seen the half of what that looks like for you, like how on the go you are. But then I also see a balance of like you having like a legit good time. And I don't do half the stuff that you do.
Yeah. I guess I was telling you my travel schedule for a week and you were like, that's a year worth of travel for a lot of people. I was like, I'll be in Kentucky for 2 days, I'll be in Mississippi, then I go to California, then I come back, I go to Alabama, and then it's whatever day. And it's like that was 8 days or 9 days. So it's a lot. But I think in the past, my former relationships with like my ex-boyfriends, I did fail in the sense in my last relationship with prioritizing the fact that now that I'm home, he wanted to do stuff, but now that I'm home, I just want to chill. So I didn't prioritize him in the sense of getting out and going out and doing, because I'm going out and I'm doing things while I'm traveling for work. So when I go home, I just want to sit in my four walls and look at my walls and look at my pictures and watch TV and eat snacks in the privacy of my own home and not do anything. But he was like, you're home now. Now we can go out and we can have fun because I've seen you do all of that while you're out of town. So I know I failed in that sense, but in the same breath, I don't know. I think it's just different when I travel. I know that I don't get to be at home. I don't get to go to my own house. I don't get to see my friends that I normally see or the people I normally see. So, of course, I want to be out and do things with the people that I'm around because I see them once or twice a year. So, I don't know. It's just...
And I feel like I'm the opposite of that. Like, when you come home, you didn't prioritize the person you were with. And I felt like I did the complete opposite. I prioritized the person I was with too much. And I neglected my friends and my family. In my previous relationship, I was so like fixated on making sure I was the perfect girlfriend. I, did everything he needed me to do. I wanted to be a wife. I wanted to have kids. So I tried to make sure so much that I was the perfect person that he saw so that he would want to marry me and want to have kids with me, all these things that I neglected all of my support. So my family will tell you they rarely saw me. I'm a big family person.
Mm-hmm.
Like my family has something every other weekend and we're all together, or we're going to church together, or we're eating out together, or going on a vacation together. And in my previous relationship, they would say they barely saw me. Even my friends, like I'm really big on my relationships with my friends. I want to be with my friends a lot. And I've just prioritized making sure that I was that perfect girlfriend, quote unquote, so that I could get the things I wanted, that all the people that supported me and all the people that were there for me when that relationship failed, I neglected them though.
Do you feel like in a way you were manipulated into conforming to that? Because I feel like he was also making you promises that he wasn't really
absolutely
keeping, but kind of dragging on the promise. And so that made you want, yes. Yeah. It's like dangling a treat in front of a dog.
1,000%. 1,000%.
That's frustrating. I had a relationship when I was younger where I wasn't manipulated into feeling like if I did certain things, it was going to have an ROI at the end of it. But I don't know, like I ended up adapting everything that I did to that person. So we shared the same friends, we had the same activities. It just kind of naturally happened like that. And then it was groundbreaking when we broke up, because then it's like, oh my God, like you've ended this relationship with someone, and then you sit back, you think about every single thing that you do, your routine is wrapped up in that person. And then it's almost like not only are you mourning the relationship, but you're mourning like your life, because it was just all wrapped up in them. And after like experiencing that, and like when my breakups had happened in the past, like I love hard and I crash even harder.
Yes.
And it's like it's bad. And so I was like, I don't ever want to have that experience anymore. I want to be able to have my own hobbies, have my own friends. Yes, we can share friends and share hobbies, but if you're busy and I'm not, I don't want my everyday activity to be wound up in what you're doing. To where now, like being married, like my husband can say, hey, I want to do this, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go. And it's fine. I don't feel like, oh my God, our relationship's going to fail because I'm not saying yes to this. And he also has that full right of like, I might want to do something and he might not want to do it, or we go our separate ways and we still know that we'll have our protected time, but our relationship success is not contingent upon doing every single thing together. So it's different.
I know I prioritize, I guess I don't know. I don't know if they've changed or shifted, but I do prioritize myself over anything. I know soft, very much soft life over here still. So we're representing that day and day. But prioritizing, I guess you're right. You prioritize and you make things that are important to you. Like you make it important to you, so you make sure that you're doing the things to keep a good relationship with your friends, your loved ones, whoever that you're in the relationship with, or what is important to you. But I know I have failed in that sense, and I can admit that. Like I know that I have.
Me too.
Yeah, failed in the sense of coming home and being like, I don't want to go and hang out with your friends. Like I just don't. I don't want to go do anything. Can we just chill at home? And he's like, well, I've been chilling at home. So I was like, okay, I can see your point. I'm just not gonna bend.
What kind of adjustments do you both feel like you've had to make sure that you kind of had the best of all worlds? Like I know for me, I stick to my calendar, and I also have to leave inflexibility for things that kind of just come up. Like I've always gotten kind of the rep of like, oh, Amy's just too busy, or Aimee just doesn't have time. It's like, no, I actually have plenty of time, but I also can
schedule things.
I have a schedule, or I just kind of want to, because I'm an introvert, and so like there's only so much like rah and all over the place before like I just legitimately just socially feel drained. And so it's like I actually have plenty of free time. I'm just very selective about how I choose to spend it. And so the way for me to make sure I have time for my relationship, I show up for my job, I have time with my friends, I have time where it's just me, is I kind of just have to look at it kind of like a pie and figure out like, okay, like am I investing too much in my relationship and I'm not seeing my friends, or have I not seen them in a while, or am I spending too much time kind of in my own home, like not coming up for air, and try to piecemeal it that way so that I can have the best of everything. Do y'all feel like you have things that have made you not have to sacrifice the things that are important to you?
Well, I know you said in the past, like, you wanted to, with meeting Jasmine, you wanted to do better about your friendships. You're like, okay, I need to invest in the people that I actually do like and have some type of like bond with. And so I think you made a conscious effort to be better about your friendships. And I feel like you and I, even, we haven't known each other that terribly long, but I feel like we talk every day and I don't get annoyed. You know, I hate group chats, but I don't get annoyed by talking to y'all because we talk pretty much every day for the most part. And so now I'm closer to you than some of my friends that I've had for a long time. Not saying that I'm not close to them, but you're just in the phase of my life right now where you're someone that is in my life daily for the most part now. And so that's why I like to make sure that I prioritize, hey, how you doing it? Like sometimes like, I don't even know, we text outside of you and I know you're okay with that, but we started doing that pretty fast, and I don't do that with people. You know, I don't really.
She likes me.
Yeah, her little friend, child.
From little friends, and now you're her friend.
You're right. And when there was one instance where we were on the same side, and you were the one that we gained up on, and she was like, "The tables have turned." I was like, "They flipped, baby." I've been feeling a little friend for a long time. So. But I guess there have been, I don't know, probably. I just can't think of anything right now.
Yeah, I can't think of anything like off the top of my head. Yeah. I just know that I knew going into future relationships, like, because like with my previous relationship, like I said, I like neglected all my friends and family. And it was like, as soon as we broke up, everybody was like, oh, thank God. And I'm just like, I don't ever want to be in a situation like that to where my friends can't tell me like when I'm being stupid. You know what I mean? Like, and I have had encounters with friends who've been in relationships that they shouldn't have been in. So I can understand it. Like, you don't just want to be like, girl, because at the end of the day, they're not going to listen. But I just made sure in like moving forward that I never wanted to neglect my friends and family or be more, what am I trying to say? Just be more conscious of the red flags and making sure I didn't put my friends and family in a situation just because I want to be in love so bad, or I want to be married so bad, or I want to be in a relationship so bad, or because I love so hard. So I guess that when it comes to what you're saying, that's the only thing I can really think of that it's not a sacrifice, but it's just more of just being more intentional and being just more aware because I could be blinded by love so quick. And I just don't look at, the bigger picture. Sometimes I look at the right now. I've never really been like, this is the picture. It's just like, how do I feel right now in this moment? If I'm good, everything's good. Whatever the big picture is, I'll get to it when it's time to get to it. But I don't know. I just really have tried to be a whole lot better when it came to my friends and family, and my relationship and balancing the both. But now, I mean, Jerry's, he's stuck with me for life now, and he's at every family thing. He's with all my friends. Like he's just.
I value my peace, so I guess at this point in life, if it's not serving me, then I'm just real weird about it. Like I'm just gonna not put as much energy into people or things that aren't feeding me and serving me anymore. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
Currently,
I think we all
it is so easy. Like the three of us, we're super ambitious. We have our own personal goals about like what we want. I think all three of us still have milestones we've yet to reach. And I know the three of us are not going to let anything, anyone, any circumstance like derail us from that.
Yeah.
No matter what. But I also think that with that ambition and with that dedication, we do have to combat being around individuals that don't have that drive and always put that negative spin on the things that we're striving for. Like, we want to have kids at some point. You want to be barefoot at home, not barefoot and pregnant, as we talked about in the previous episode. But there are people that are like, oh my God, like you want to be a mom, like, oh, you're not gonna have no time, or oh, you might travel all the time, like, oh, you're never gonna have a successful relationship. Like people come up with like all these things. And I don't think either one of us are going to be like, yeah, you're so right. It's going to be like, no, we're going to do
What we
everything we
wanna
can
do.
to show you that that's just not how that's going to go down.
Because being in a relationship doesn't mean that your life is better. Because I know
Correct.
plenty of people that are
Correct.
in relationships that they shouldn't be in. Like they are carrying all the weight, and it's like, and it's mostly women that I see this in, but it's just like, you're such a good woman, you've got a great career, you're beautiful, you've got everything going for you, you've got money in your bank, like, and you're allowing a man to come in that's not doing, like, you're the prize, not him, but you're doing everything and acting like he's the prize. And it's just confusing to me, and it's hard for me to watch, because I mean, I have people that I watched go through that, and it's like, shake them, like, wake up, you are the prize. Like, why are you trying to make this work with this person when they're not doing anything for you? They're not serving you, they're not fueling you, they're not making you better. I'm looking for somebody that's gonna, my life's great, if you're not going to enhance it or make it better, then you just don't need to be here, because I'm peaceful at this time, and I'm not going to let somebody come in and disturb my peace. Learned that from my mama. Like, she always was like, peace, like, you need to make sure that you are at peace with your life, and I'm very much at peace. So if somebody's going to come in, they need to make sure that I am still peaceful. Otherwise, you got to skedaddle, because I'm just not going to deal with that. Listen, skedaddle.
But then I also think a piece of that too is like being very sure of your, or not 100% sure of yourself, because I think we evolve and we still learn a lot along the way, but having a good foundation of like who you are and what it is you want, so that when you come in contact with friends or people that are love interest or associates, like, you automatically clock it and be like, you're in a whole nother page and a whole nother book than what I'm trying to be in, and I'm not gonna be able to help you where you want to be. You're not gonna be able to help me. So like, let's just like cut it and don't even entertain, trying to merge our lives in any way, shape, or form.
And I like the guy that I'm dating now. Like, we're very much having ups and downs and left and right. It's like, we both travel for work. We literally don't see we haven't seen each other a lot since summer. But the thing I like most about him, like, I didn't care that he's not the richest man in the world. I don't need that. I don't need somebody that's like, I would love to have a sugar daddy, by the way, but I don't need somebody that's the richest man in the world. Like, he came in and he was just nice to me. He's very thoughtful, very nice. Like, I told you about when we took me to a drive-in movie. Like, who does that? He plans dates, like, and stuff like that. Got me flowers, got me a Lego flower, just so that I had a flower forever from him. Just like little stuff like that, just thoughtful stuff. Like, I don't need you coming in like, look at my BMW, look at my 12-bedroom home. But I'm like, okay, but what can you offer me that I don't already have? Like, not to saying that I have a 12-bedroom home, but you don't have anything. Give me something that I can't give myself, which is the thoughtfulness behind. That's why I said I don't like for people to plan birthday parties and stuff. I want thoughtfulness, because if I feel like I should receive that and then it doesn't happen, then I'm going to spiral. So then I have to really be careful of who I let do things for me, because I don't ever want to be put in a situation where I'm expecting you to do something and it doesn't happen. That is like the worst for me personally. So, but that's what I like about that man.
Man, he still don't got his name yet.
He still don't got his name, but he's very
day.
thoughtful. I'll have to play the voicemail.
Oh my God.
I'll have to play the voicemail.
We need a whole episode dedicated to voicemail
And unpacking
because
them.
I have a lot from Amber.
I listened to them and I'm like, at what point do you say nope and you just turn it off?
I've left Jasmine a lot of unsolicited voicemails.
Yes.
I haven't left Aimee any yet. There hasn't been a reason.
I have
but
a ton.
Jasmine has them for years. But that man, he left me a voicemail and it was super cute.
And long.
It was cute though. We'll play it one
in
day.
A future episode. We'll get to
He's
it.
gonna die
For sure.
So good job. But yeah, just, and then when it comes to like a work relationship or work play, I guess relationship, a lot of my coworkers, and I know this is probably not normal, but a lot of the people I work with are some of my best friends. Step one.
You're so fortunate.
Very fortunate. So like, also too, I feel like I can balance work and play, because work and play are the same people for the most part. I work with Jasmine and then we'll go to Cancun. I'll work with Blake and then we'll go to Cancun. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the people that I work with are also the people that are really close friends of mine that I travel with and do life with, and we go through things together. And So that's not hard to balance. I guess it's just all the other things where I've been harder to balance with relationships because of the expectations, I guess, from me that they want from me that I'm not giving out. But
I think also a key component to balance is like everybody just meeting you where you're at. Like I have a lot of really great friends that don't live in the same state. Like I've lived a lot of places, and it's just like I think the friends that I've sustained over the years know that like the friendship I was able to give you living in the same zip code as you is going to look way different when we're across state lines.
Agreed.
And you're going to have to, like, not have to, but we kind of had the level set of like, what does that kind of, what does that scale look like? Like, I'm going to see you all way more. I'm going to be able to go out for drinks and go out to eat. I can't do that with my friends that are, 800, 900 miles away. And so, being able to really understand that pie of my time is going to look different doesn't mean that we're not balancing it well. That balance just has to look a lot different based on kind of what the demands are for our lives and what we have going on. And I think meeting people where you're at with that, I think can help a lot in what balance actually looks like with the things you want to do. If my out-of-state friends wanted me to call them every single day and we're FaceTiming and I'm traveling, like I would say that I'm failing in that department because I just cannot give that at all.
Yeah.
But I try.
I try too. My sisters actually say that I'm pretty good at balancing. Like if I have a team and I'm close to my sisters, I'm going to make sure that I go see my sisters. Or if there's a potential of me getting a team that is near one of my sisters, because one lives in St. Louis, another one lives in Memphis area, and another one lives like north of Memphis. So if I can get teams around those areas, I will take those teams. So it good or not, I don't care. Like as long as I can make that team better and also get to see my family. Like I'm going to do as much as I can. And I feel like my sister, Lord Jesus, I'm about to take us out. I feel like my sisters say that I'm pretty good about balancing. Now, I used to not be good. I used to be like, I'm tired. I don't feel like seeing y'all. But now I'm like, make it a priority. Like you said, if you want to do it, you will. I make it a priority to make sure that I'm seeing my family too throughout the summer, especially if I have teams in the area. I'll definitely do that. I'll be exhausted and I will complain, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm in the area of a friend, like I know anytime I go to Memphis, I'm hitting up Snoop, and I'm like, anytime she comes here, she's hitting me up, and we're not gonna talk every day. Sometimes we may talk, sometimes it's once a month, but it's like when you have those friendships that are, decades in length, and then you see each other, it's like it's not even like y'all ain't talked in a month, because you pick up where you left, like exactly where you left off. And it's like, okay, I'm probably not going to see her again and talk to her again for a month, but that's okay. That doesn't make me any less of a friend. It doesn't make her any less of a friend. Life happens. And I feel like we're at an age where we are more sympathetic to those things, and our expectation, it's not that we have low expectations in our older age as friends. It's just, we understand more being older. It's like, okay, like we're just not going to be able to FaceTime each other every day and call each other every day or talk every month. But we know that doesn't change our friendship. We know that no matter what, we have the bond, and a friendship does not, just because you talk to someone every day does not make you good friends.
Not at all.
Or see them every day or hang out with them every day. Like that doesn't make you good friends.
This whole conversation just made me think of like one phrase from the movie Girls Trip with Jordan, and it was like, you two can have it all. And like I like hands down like believe like you literally can have it all. Now how you get it all, how you manage it all, do you have all of it at one time, do you have all of it in phases, all that can be manipulated to your lifestyle. But I really do feel like you can have all that you want for yourself or you dream for yourself. You just have to be very creative and innovative about how you manage that.
Because in your pursuit of that, you can't lose who you are too.
Nope.
Because then your mental health will decline.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's also not okay.
No.
So it's just hard to balance, or I guess it can be hard to balance. And I know it is hard for some people to balance that just with mental health.
It's work, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
But it's definitely worth it in the end, for sure. Do you guys feel like, or I guess you, because you've only been married not even a month, or has it? Yeah. But do you feel like in your first year of marriage, do you feel like you were kind of losing yourself trying to figure things out? So, and maybe he felt the same way too. Like, what do you think of your first year? I know the first year is all usually look at your face. The first year is usually the hardest year, and I feel like a lot of relationships when people get married that first year, we're seeing on Facebook, things we couldn't figure things out, so they're getting a divorce now. You made it through the year mark. Yeah. Hallelujah. Insert clap. Made it through the 1 year mark, but I know that first year, just talking to my friends who have been married and get married and some divorce, that first year is really, really a test of if you're going to make it or if you're not.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you were able to keep who you were your first year, or did y'all were you kind of losing yourself? You got into it like a weirdness and then you were able to pull yourselves out of that?
I think the first year for us, we both had a shared idea of what, like, I wanted to be as a wife, what he wanted as a wife, who he wanted to be as a husband, and what I wanted him to be as a husband. And then when you add those four perspectives into a bowl and mix all those ingredients in, you get a very interesting souffle. And I think we both had to make some serious adjustments and really like take a step back and think about, like, okay, what's the life that we both kind of have an agreed vision on? I think both of us went in like head first in like our identity of who we wanted to be as a wife and a husband. But there were like adjustments, how do you manage your friendships? When you're really diving into like wanting to make this relationship sustainable, what does it look like when you've had this routine the entire time of like your friends and, who you talk to first and tell your secrets to first and all of that. And so I think we did shed identities of our singleness and how we operated being single individuals and took on kind of a new layer of still being us and who we were personality wise, our goals. None of that changed, but I think we did have to change kind of our way of doing things, because the way you do things when you're single to some extent is not the way you're going to do things when you're married. And so, yeah, I think our identities did shed some layers for the betterment of our relationship. And that was a big piece of our first year.
So you feel like you needed to lose, like it was a good thing to lose certain things about yourself in order for your relationship to be great.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that. You're not really there yet. So.
I'm not there yet. No, I'm still in
She's
bliss.
Still in La La Land.
She's still in bliss.
She's still skipping through a field of daisies and dandelions.
She is. But I think the shedding can look different for a lot of different people. It could be how you do your finances. It could be how you make decisions. It could be just how you prioritize your time. Like it can look very different for couples. And I don't think there's a recipe of like things you could do before you get married to prep you for it. Like my mom always said, like when you get married, there is this switch that just goes on. And I was like, no, it's not. Because, dating went well, clearly that you got to be engaged, and engagement went well that you clearly decided to get married. So like, well, what could really change? She was right. There is like this random switch, and I can't tell you when it happens, but when it happens, let me know. And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The switch happened.
Yeah.
And it's just a different way of thinking about things. And it's like, and I don't know if it happens just for women or for men. I might have to ask my husband and see, like, was there a switch for him? But that switch went off for me, and I was like, oh, okay.
This is what I signed up for.
This is what I signed up for. All right.
Right. Well, sometimes I wonder, like, I know some of my athletes are like, Coach Amber, your life is like so dope. You get to do all this and travel and do all that and da da da. But on the other hand, I know some of them are like, wait, you never wanted children? And I'm just like, no, I'm sitting here talking to you right now. You get on my nerves half the time. So like, no, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be the co-parent in every one of my athletes' lives. Like I always tell my coaches, like I am an auntie and a co-parent when it comes, like I'm helping to raise y'all's children as well with you, because it takes a village to raise a child. I know it was for me too. I was very bad as a child. So I know, I guess that, I don't know. I I don't want people to feel bad and think that I am unwell because I don't have children or a husband. That really is truly not something that I ever wanted, talked about. Marriage, I feel like I could do. I told you all the reasons why, so it's not very healthy reason why I want to do marriage, but I feel like, I mean,
She wants somebody to reach something for her.
split these bills, complete
Split her
change these
bills.
light bulbs. If I chandelier cannot reach and split these bills, but
We could get you a contractor for that.
Man,
Put them on the
exactly,
schedule. You don't have to marry
exactly.
them at all.
exactly.
Just hire you a maintenance man.
100%. See, I've got I've got a solution
Yeah.
for every problem. So,
Or a maintenance woman. It doesn't have to be a man.
yeah.
You know,
But
whoever
who
you need to go
knows?
fix
Maybe
them.
somebody will come along and change my mind about that. Nobody has yet. Maybe that man will. Who knows? I don't have a lot of faith in that either, though. No shade, that man. No faith. No shade, but
It's just your personal.
it's not you. It's me.
It's your personal.
Yeah.
take
So
on it.
somebody just has to break down that wall, that barrier.
But I don't think that's bad though. Like I have a friend who is exactly like you. Like she has no intentions on having children. Like she is the best auntie ever to her nephew. Like shout out to her. She knows who she is. I don't know if she'll put her name on the podcast, but
Shout out to you, Auntie.
but she's a wonderful
Real
auntie.
MVP.
She is. But she never, ever, ever envisioned having kids, period. You know, she has been married before and, you know, put her all into it. And it was just like, you know, yeah, I'm good not ever being a wife. You know, she has a partner and they are great together. And, you know, if he wanted to get married, she would entertain it. But she also could be totally cool if they just decide to be lifelong partners and do life together.
that would be cute.
And like grow old together and be monogamous, but like
That's
never
totally Amber.
ever
Yeah.
get married. And I see that in her, and I'm like, I get it. Like that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Well, but Amber, I feel like lately you've not so much kids, but like I feel like you've entertained the idea of marriage more than you ever have.
Because that man's so nice sometimes.
But I still feel like your person, like Amber could literally be with somebody for the rest of her life, and marriage she would be okay with just having a lifelong person in her life. She does not need marriage,
A wedding, any of that.
although they're fun.
No,
When it happens,
You had the best time of your life.
You do.
at my
I
wedding.
wouldn't say. Okay, at the
the
event,
wedding.
yes.
At the
At
wedding,
the wedding.
yes.
It was only at the wedding. At the wedding. I'll just reiterate.
but then there's life after the wedding.
Yeah.
And some, it's great.
Yeah.
And some, it's
not.
not. So, like I said, I feel like you can have it all, and your all might not be kids. It might not be a relationship. It might be
All of what you want.
all of what you want. However, you're gonna attain that.
I would say all of our cups are pretty full right now and where we're all at.
and still adding more.
And
And
yeah.
I'm gonna just have to get a bigger cup, y'all.
Yes, definitely.
Just how
We're going to have to get a bigger jar.
bigger cup. That's how I feel. I'm like, it can run over and we can get a bigger cup.
Yes.
So
Yes, but I mean, I feel like we could go on and on and on about this. So, girlies, don't lose yourself in pursuit of what you think might be for you. Sometimes it may not be for you, but you've got to recognize those red flags.
Yes.
You've got to recognize when you're starting to do things and it's not benefiting you. Like, you have to put yourselves first in a lot of situations. And I know that's hard for some people, and don't feel selfish about it. Put yourself first because you only get one life. And I'm probably more than likely the person that you're putting before you is putting themselves first.
Yep.
So then it becomes you're on a one-way street, and nobody likes one-way streets. So
No.
that is my spiel. That is my piece. Anybody else?
No, I think you said it.
yep.
Okay.
And
All
don't let anybody tell you can't have what it is you want.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Also, well, before we go, I know we've got some things to do for the day, but before we go, Aimee is like the lip gloss connoisseur, and I just wanted to tell you guys that she made me go to Sephora, and I bought this lip gloss, and it kind of makes my lips tingle, which kind of worried me at first, but I actually like the feeling, and so
It's a plumper.
this is a new recommendation for lip gloss. The Sephora, what is this? I don't even know.
It's
she's
just a
cute.
Sephora brand.
Yeah.
She made me. Not she made.
She did.
I used it.
She was
of hers,
convincing.
and I bought the exact same one. It's a different color than Amber's shade, but it is the best.
It's
Yes.
great.
really
Speaking
is.
of recommendations, guys, I got my lashes done.
If the hair is laid,
It
honey.
just, look, I had to match my lashes and get it all together. We couldn't be busted at the top and flailing over in the eyes. But my husband looked at me and he was like, "What's going on with your eyes?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Why you blink like that?" I was like, "Oh, you like my lashes?" So, recommendation from Jasmine, her lash tech. Oh my God.
Christina at Beauty Inc.
Yes, I told her I was going to give her a shout out because she transformed these eyes of mine. I had one really bad experience, but it was like a 10 out of 10. Like, I've already gotten so many compliments from people at the gym and everything that I'm going to send her way. Hopefully they don't book her up because I'm going to be pissed.
Right.
I might be very...
we have to gatekeep sometimes
Yeah.
so that we can still make the book.
Agree. But lashes...
it's Beauty Inc. and Company.
Yeah, she...
Yes.
Girl.
Christina is the plug.
She is.
She did my brows too.
Girl, homegirl is...
One-stop shop. She
Yeah,
does nails.
She multi-purpose.
She does nails. She's an esthetician.
Nice.
All the things. Yes.
Loved it.
Women supporting women over here. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm. And she, look, we had a nice chit chat. She's having it all too between her business, her kids.
good.
Like, she did a toy drive or a supply drive the other day. Like, homegirl is doing, she's doing it. Yeah.
She
Good.
does.
I love that. Well, those are our recommendations, I guess. Do you have a recommendation? Do you have anything?
No.
She just
Not this episode.
skipping in a field of dandelions, sunflowers, rainbows.
Oh my God.
Always.
Frolicking.
Put
She's
your
just
hands up
frolicking.
'cause I'm not doing this with you.
Okay. See, I get bullied. Sometimes.
Whatever. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Bye.
Everything's alright between us girls, they're thick and thin.